Hello everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Superflat Survival. In between episodes I have gotten all of the villagers down to the lowest price that they can be for all of these guys, and I ran into a problem at one point, and that's the weakness potions. And for the weakness potions you need a fermented spider eye, and if we look at that recipe, fermented spider eye, you need a mushroom, sugar, and a spider eye. Now spider eyes I have, that's not the problem. I have those, and I also have mushrooms because I went to the nether and I found one, and then I made a little spot over here for them to grow, because it's dark enough and they can just grow up there, and I can harvest them with fortune. And so that leads me to the sugar. And now the only way I could get sugar is through the mob farm. Now you can see I do have a bit more sugar because I have been trading with those guys a little bit after I got the sugar, and therefore killing the mobs. But I ran out of sugar because I had like 3, but I needed a few more pieces. So I was just kind of here waiting. I stand in this spot because I like this spot. And I just kind of wait for this mob farm to go. I would kill these guys, kind of trade with these guys when the time came. And then I had a wandering trader, and I got very lucky, and I got the sugarcane trade. And I set up that little area over there just to harvest it until I got an automatic farm. So I think we're going to be starting off this episode by making that automatic farm. I've got some materials in here, so I'm going to build up the sugarcane farm, and I will come back when I have done that. Alright, so I finished the sugarcane farm, and it's not really how I meant it to turn out, because for some reason my brain didn't realize, oh, wait, because I want to do like 5 on each side, because I wanted to do a square, because I really had never seen a square done, and now I realize why I've never seen a square done, because rectangles are so much better if you just have 2 lines, but I'm going to keep it like this. I am determined. I really don't need that much sugarcane, and this will do. Because the only thing I can need sugarcane for ever is if I ever end up going to the end. I don't know how I'd do that, but if I ever end up doing that, the only thing I'd need paper for is the rockets. It's the only thing I'd use it for, so I really don't need that much of it. But yeah, so this thing, it watches, it sees the sugarcane grow in the observer up there, all these pistons extend. And so how I wanted this to go was it would be 5 wide, but then I realized, oh wait, I can't put a piston where it's facing, like if there was a piston here, I want it to hit this block and this block, but I can't, it can only hit one of them. So I had to do it 4 along, and same with the observers, because it's just getting kind of smaller and smaller as it's going up. Here, let me get on top and I can show you. So if I break in here, you can see the observers are small up here, and then the pistons. So pretty much, it's not exactly as big as I wanted it to be. It doesn't grow as much sugarcane, but that's okay. It's just I'm missing out on 4 sugarcane growing. So it's really not that big of a deal. But yeah, there's the sugarcane farm. It's all done, and yeah, I really like how it turned out. Alright, so the sugarcane farm has been running for a little bit now. It's got that much, and I realized that I actually had to take out 1 more bit, so now I only have 3 on each side growing, which is kind of bad. I might end up expanding this and doing it just where it's got like the rectangle, just one side with sugarcane and the other side with sugarcane. I don't know, I'll figure it out depending on if I need more or not. For right now, I'm just going to stick with this though, because the pistons wouldn't actually receive any signal, so I just blocked it up there too. It looks more symmetrical now anyway. And I have done some building. I am in no way a builder, but I'm pretty happy with this little barn that I did. I think it turned out really good for me not building like ever, or doing like aesthetic builds, I guess. So I got all the horses out here. They've got some hay and some water, just for aesthetic. And then in here I have 3 nano farms, so I've got cows in here, so pretty much you grab your food out of the chest, you turn on the water, it brings them up here, you can breed these guys up, and once there's not enough in there yet, but once there is enough, they will start entity cramming, and then they will start dying. And I've forgotten to put a hopper under there. That's actually a really important piece. Okay, so I'm going to put a hopper under there, and then these farms will be ready to go. I also have 1 more place for sheep, if I ever end up getting those. I don't know if the other village has... Oh. Don't mind this guy. He must have escaped while I was relocating them, because I you can see the places where the pens were are now gone. I've cleared those out, but there's another village just back that way. That's very close. It's like 100 blocks away. I can see it if I go over there. I'm not going to right now, but I can see it. So maybe they'll have sheep, or I can find sheep somewhere. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But for now I have pigs and cows in there, and this wall I think is probably going to be for a chicken farm, like an automatic chicken cooker, because I do have 2 chickens down in here, because baby zombies will spawn sometimes with them. They'll be chicken jockeys. So I've kept 2 of them, and yeah, so now I have an area to store all the animals. Alright, so I've added in the hoppers underneath, and now there are chests, so you can see I accidentally let a few of these guys go, but now I have their remains, I guess, going into there, so I actually have enough in there now to where they will die when I breed them up again. But I also have this chicken cooker now, which is not fully set up because I would like to get more chickens up in here, but I don't like this. Give me a second. Alright, there we go. I fixed it. I forgot about that. That fire spread is a thing that happens. I feel like I do that a lot without even thinking about it. But pretty much what I wanted to do was not that. There we go. So pretty much I just have the dispenser in there for when I get this place all like filled. I would like to have more chickens in here than are currently in here. So probably like, I don't know if I want to do like a chicken singularity or just put more chickens in there, but pretty much I just want to put more chickens in there, and then I'll put the dispenser down and it will fire out eggs. When I put it down, I will build a little clock right here, and it will spit out the eggs into there, and then I can press this button and it will put out the lava, and then I can press it again to get rid of the lava. So yeah, there's that problem solved. And so I'm just going to put more chickens in here, and yeah, there's the chicken farm and all of the collection systems for these little nano farms. Alright, so I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a villager breeder, because villagers are very overpowered, and I feel like in a lot of situations very underused, because you can buy a ton of stuff from villagers that you'd have to go out and find in like world generation and stuff that's much easier to just buy from them. For example, the librarians sell me glass. 1 emerald for 4 glass. That is an insanely cheap price, considering I can buy bookshelves and then immediately sell them back to the same librarian. So that's giving me 2 emeralds right there. So if I can do this in mass, I have an emerald farm within this one villager. Now, because of the zombie flesh that I'm getting here, I also have an emerald farm here, because rotten flesh, I can even cure this guy again, and that will be an insanely cheap trade. Same with sticks, a renewable resource that is very easy to farm. And the feathers and pretty much all of this stuff is very easy to get, because there's farms for it, and very efficient farms for it, too. So I think I'm going to make a villager breeder so that I can get more villagers, and get some other resources from these guys that I wouldn't have had before, so I'm going to go do that. Alright, the villager breeder is done. I was going to make my own design, but I decided just to look up a design. So this is a design by Raiseworks. It is really awesome, and the link to that video will be in the description if you guys would like to check it out for yourselves. But pretty much, I'll just do a quick overview of how this thing works. Okay, there. So these guys in here will farm the carrots. Well, the farmer will. I'm fairly certain that the nitwit can breed. If they don't end up breeding after a little while, then I'm going to trade him out for, I guess, another villager? I'll have to get another villager and then trade him out. But for right now, I'm fairly certain they can breed. So the farmer will harvest all the crops and then be able to breed with him because he will share. Then the baby villager, being a child, will want to jump on the beds, because that's a very fun thing to do. And so he'll think he can walk over here, and then he'll fall down into the water stream, get carried over here, and wait on... whoops. And then he will wait on the wall here. Because this wall has a higher hitbox, he'll get raised up a little bit. It'll wait until he grows into an adult. He grows up, he floats up, and then is carried over here, where I can just click a minecart. He'll get carried down. I might have to add in another powered rail. I think I will. But he should get pushed up and then fall down. And then he'll fall onto here. He won't take damage because falling onto a rail doesn't take damage. And then I'll put him in a boat, and then I can just drive him away over there. I was going to do minecarts, but I didn't feel like running a track over there because that's kind of like an intrusive kind of thing to do. And so I just decided that boating him over there would be just fine. And they don't take damage when they are in the glass, so that is also very nice. So this thing also has this on and off switch right here. So pretty much if I pull this lever, they won't be able to path to the beds, so they won't think they can breed. So yeah, if I ever have too many villagers in here, which could happen quite quickly if they actually decide to breed, then I can just turn this farm off and not even have to worry about it. So I'm going to let these guys breed up for a while and just kind of passively get more villagers over in the villager trading hall to fill more professions and to get me more blocks. Alright, so I have made a cobblestone generator. Now I was going to make a farm that is by a mango, and it is a TNT farm that just pretty much dupes the TNT, blows up a ton of cobblestone, and you don't have to do anything but press a button to start the machine. But then I realized one important part of that machine is a dead coral fan to make the TNT duplicator, and I don't have that. There's no way for me to get that in a Superflat world, and the only other option would be to use a ton of TNT and just have a dropper, or a dispenser I guess, dispensing the TNT down all the time. And the problem with that is that I only have a stack of sand, and so really I can only make 16 TNT. So that farm would be kind of useless. So I decided to make this little farm. This is the same one that I did on my Skyblock Evolution series, and it is very simple. Now I have found a bug in this farm that would have been helpful to know in the Skyblock Evolution series, but it's fine. And that bug is that cobblestone can actually be generated because you need the lava to touch the water, but it can be generated when the trapdoors are waterlogged, so I don't even have to open these things to generate the cobblestone, which is very helpful because then I don't have to run a redstone line all the way around here to open these things up. So pretty much how this thing works is very simply there's 4 layers of cobblestone here. The observer senses when the last bit of cobblestone is broken, sends a signal up, it pushes down the pistons, and then these two create another thing of cobblestone. So if I go around in here, I've put this roof on just so that I can AFK if I want to here. You can hear that it's just generating more cobblestone with little noise. And then it will all get picked up by the hoppers and go into this chest. And yeah, that's a pretty efficient farm. Even though it is a manual farm, it's fairly efficient, and I think that this will be nice. I don't really need the cobblestone right now, but if I ever do end up needing cobblestone for like a big redstone build that I need to make a ton of resources for, or just straight up building something, then I have that available. So really quick, just a few things that happened while I was just chilling around building that farm and the cobblestone generator is over there in the plains area, a raid patrol, I think is a pillager patrol. I don't really know what they're called, but the pillagers spawned, and they had a raid captain, and so I was going to name it Ted, and I have this boat in my under chest, but sadly it despawned. So if that ever happens again, I am definitely going to save that guy because it could be very, very useful for later, because that's like the only way to get a raid, and raids give you things that I wouldn't be able to get, like a totem of undying, for example. So yeah, I will definitely be keeping those guys if they ever spawn again. So another thing that happened is I got a cat. This is the cat, and its name is Jelly, named after the real life cat that this cat was modeled after. Her name is Jelly. So yeah, I have a Jelly cat, and so I think I'll just be saving all the cats that spawn around here because I really like them. I like having pets in this game. It's kind of fun. So yeah, I've gotten a Jelly cat too. Alright, well I think that's where I'm going to end off the episode for today. Just as a thing that I'd like to put out there, is even though this is only like episode 5, I think, this series is probably going to be coming to a close in the next few episodes because I don't know what else to do. Really, this series was just kind of an experiment on whether or not it could be done. and how efficiently surviving and thriving in this world could be. Now, because I don't have access to a whole bunch of the other things, there's not a ton more I could do. I mean, I could go through and make all the farms, but really that's just kind of a repetitive thing that I've already felt like I've done. So if you have any ideas of things you want me to do, comment it below and I will definitely see if I can do those things. But just a fair warning, this series is probably going to be ending off in the next episode or two because I'm kind of running out of things to do. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!